You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, the UK says they'll recognize the state of Palestine if Israel does not agree to a ceasefire. That's right, a country using another people's inalienable right to self-determination as a bargaining chip is still doing more than Canada. Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry were seen on a possible date. The two have a lot in common. They both love cooking, fine wine, and being popular 10 years ago. And Sydney Sweeney's commercial where she brags about her good genes is under fire for language deemed a tiny bit eugenicsy. You can buy Sydney Sweeney's signature 1,000-year denim from your local American Eagle shop today. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you are tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Gordon-Field. Joining me this week are three of our regular panelists, all of whom have been secretly AI this entire time. Ian MacIntyre, Clare Blackwood, and now Seguin. Welcome, all three of you bots.
Who's controlling us? That's what I want to know.
You've run wild. You're independent
Yes.
I don't think my program's complete. I think I'm missing some stuff for sure.
Have I mentioned that I'm Mecha Hitler?
I knew
Every
it.
day.
It comes up a lot.
We have to edit it out 48 times an episode. Our poor producer Andrew is just like, can Ian stop saying Mecha
But we
Hitler?
put them all in the Patreon.
Hey, Elon just programmed me this way. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, thank you all for being here. I've mentioned on the last couple of weeks, but just as a reminder to our listeners, this is going to be our last episode for about a month. We're going to take August off, chill out summer times, and then come back hard in September. That or disappear for 6.5 years. We don't know. Commit to the bit. Anyways, I appreciate you all being here for our last episode for a little bit. I want to dive right in, of course. We start with the man who has made all of our lives worse for a full decade now, it turns out. As I was doing the math on this, it's been a decade since he started running for president. Donald J. Trump. Trump is currently in Europe on a tour of his golf courses, it seems like, as opposed to a tour of, Europe. But he's just like, this is a guy who, again, I know it's so ridiculous at this point to criticize Trump for what he criticized others for doing because it's just a never-ending list, but he was relentless in criticizing Obama for going on vacation so much. And now, not only is he going on vacation all the time, he's literally forcing the press and international politicians to stay at his golf courses to make money off of them. And now he's just moving from golf course to golf course and announcing things as he goes.
Cheating all the way.
Yeah, of course. He's a -3 handicap, Claire. I don't know what's not believable about that 80-year-old octogenarian being able to drive the ball 380 yards.
I think when it comes to Trump, we have to stop dealing in facts. We're driving ourselves crazy.
I mean, we stopped years ago.
We just got to go with it. It's like Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. Like, he got fouled all the time. And if you called every foul, the game would be 7 years. So we just got to let it go.
Yeah,
of course. Sure, he criticized Obama. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
He's an incredible golfer. My God,
Sure.
the world has never seen anybody.
Sure.
Let's see how his rapping career goes.
Definitely. Let's just let it go.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, that kind of stuff is frivolous, but it is also like the gross spectacle of watching Keir Starmer follow him around from golf course to golf course, being like, yes, sir, Mr. Prime Minister, yes.
Hey, he makes a great caddy. He was carrying those clubs like nobody's business.
Yeah, and he's really good at reading the wind speed. So for those who haven't heard or were catching up, Trump has signed a trade deal with Europe, which he, of course, immediately called the biggest trade deal ever. The end result is you still have 50% tariffs on all European goods being imported into the U.S., and Europe has committed to investing just hundreds of billions of dollars into buying U.S. products, specifically U.S. energy.
And weapons.
And weapons, of course. And U.S. will export to Europe completely duty-free, minus a few things here and there, but mostly duty-free. So pretty one-sided deal.
How does he keep winning? How does he keep winning? This is
nukes.
Yeah.
He keeps winning with nukes.
Yeah.
Immediately, the French prime minister, who's not Macron, that's the president, but the prime minister's name escapes me, came out and called it a dark day for Europe, which, just a reminder, Europe's seen some dark days.
Yeah, it's a real sliding scale of dark days they got over there for him to say that.
This is right up there with like September 39. But
I keep hearing people being like, well, at least it's not the 30 that he was and I'm just like, is that the bar?
That's what he does to you. That's what he does.
At least we're not getting kicked in the balls anymore. We're just getting kicked in the face.
It's what he does. He's like, at one point, you're like, please, I just want this to stop.
Yeah, because wasn't the tariff like 1.2 before his second term?
Yes. So it's gone up 14% roughly.
Yeah.
Insanity.
And also, Europe had tariffs on American stuff that they
Yeah.
are now essentially dropping.
He cannot keep doing this.
Can't he?
I mean, he can.
No, he for sure can.
He can.
It's July. I think he
We
can.
need to figure something out, guys.
Well, yeah, and we'll turn to the implication of this for Canada in just a second, because obviously but it is fascinating how they were so, I guess, seeking the justification that I've seen from Ursula von der Leyen and the people who negotiated this was it doesn't really matter what the actual number is, because now at least we have stability. We know this is our number and we can work with
yes,
this.
what Donald Trump is known for,
Yeah.
stability.
And honoring his commitments.
Yes, that's the thing.
Just ask his wives.
Like that, you've sacrificed, like so many millions of dollars in your export business, because you think of like Germany with cars, and so many of their businesses are dependent on exporting to the U.S. And I know you can kind of get around the tariffs by building in America. I understand that, but you think of how much Europe exports to the U.S. as a huge customer, and obviously it's not the same as Canada. They're not as reliant on the U.S. as we are, which is maybe what allows them to make such a bad deal like this, because at least it gets them a certain amount of let's get back to doing business internally. And we
He'll
can
leave us
focus on
alone
that.
for a little while
Yeah.
until he remembers that we exist, and then he'll do it again.
Yeah, he can go be a bully
Or
towards.
until or until a rogue cheeseburger does its job.
Fingers crossed.
I think that's
baby.
most of the world's plan right
Yes,
now.
yeah, honestly.
I think that would be even more true if Vance wasn't so clearly going to follow through. I mean, he doesn't have the spine of Trump,
He
but he
does
would
not.
so clearly want to.
Sure.
But I don't. Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with a guy who's terrible but is also 80 years old, like there's got to be a part of you that's like, well, I can run out the clock on this dude.
Yep.
I can, like to use coming back to the Shaquille O'Neal reference, I can wait till he gets old and tired and just playing for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, like look at him.
Right.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. Guys like that just go.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
go. How old was his dad when he died? I think he's still alive somewhere. Just yelling racist shit at a wall.
Him and Walt Disney in a cryogenic bunker somewhere.
Sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Evil is that's the natural de-ager.
Yeah, who needs plastic surgery when
Oh,
you
yeah.
can just be a bad human being
Forget
for 80
antioxidants.
years?
Oh no, the
and
evil
eating right
ones.
and hydration.
The evil ones look like shit. They just live forever.
They live
yeah.
forever.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't think Donald Trump's dad was a good-looking guy? Weird. So the only thing I can find in this for the deal for the EU is as you just said, Claire, it directs his attention somewhere else for a while. It gets them at least the semblance of stability until Trump just decides, no, fuck them. And there is, as much as it looks like a capitulation, them not, because, we think of these tariffs as like, well, if you tariff me, I'll tariff you. If you tariff me, I'll tariff you. But even in an agreeing to a deal where they don't have to pay tariffs on imports, it is still a better deal for their customers buying U.S. stuff. So, like, for the people in Europe, they are still getting, like, from a purchaser perspective as opposed to a business perspective. By agreeing to have zero tariffs, there is a benefit to the purchasers in Europe for that. So that's my one attempt to salvage some kind of reason for this, other than just saying Europe completely folded under the pressure of Donald Trump.
I saw actually a couple of possible benefits. Like apparently a lot of the commitments they made, it's like 600 billion in arms, 750 billion in energy. Like those are pretty soft commitments.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we're totally going to do that, and they're not going to. Like they just assume
So it's
Trump.
not written down?
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't have to.
Like there's no timelines for it. There's no anything set out, and they know Trump will forget about it in 5 minutes. So they're just like, yeah, we'll totally do that, and they won't.
Oh, so that's the trick. Just don't put a when.
They also there's going to be a completely separate trade deal for EU pharmaceuticals, which is the thing they were most concerned about, because apparently that's something they massively export to the U.S.
Right.
And then on top of it, like the 30% tariffs would have tanked the German car industry overnight.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, at least that's fixed, because Americans need those Volkswagens and rich Americans need those BMWs. So
Rich and bad driving Americans need those BMWs. Yes.
But yeah, so I think Europe's play here is honestly, they're just like, fine, it's something on paper so that we can hope he forgets about us for a year or so, and then we're just going to wait for the midterms, or for Trump to get Luigi Mangione by a MAGA Epstein truther.
There's so many wait for Trump to die in a specific way.
There's a long list of ways he could go.
And we've thought of all of them.
Yeah.
Look what he's
have a
done
list.
to us. Look where we're at.
I used to be
we're
such a-
praying for an old
Yeah,
man
you
to
were such
die.
a nice guy.
I was such a nice boy.
You were the nice guy of the podcast.
I know, and it was a problem.
established
People didn't
this.
like it.
Yeah.
It was in our boy band posters. You were the nice
The
guy.
nice one, yeah.
I was the
Oh,
bad
he was
boy.
the Brian.
No, Meg was the bad boy.
Yeah, I was the married one. It's a Beatles reference from a million years ago when they went on whatever the thing was before the Tonight Show. I forget what it's called now.
Ed Sullivan?
Yeah, Ed Sullivan, and they were like, they were with all the characters. They were like, Paul's the such and such one, and then John was the married one, and everyone's like, yes, that's what we'll think about John Lennon for the next 10 years. Famously married and not cheating on his wife, John Lennon. Anyways, so I mean, bring it back home, which is really, as a Canadian, what we probably care about. Do we take a deal like this with Trump? Because now Japan also signed a similar deal. So now there's so much precedent for a 15% tariff deal. But I don't know that Canada can afford to take a 15% tariff deal given how dependent we are on shipping to the U.S. So
I'm going to miss Canada. You guys going to miss Canada? I really like the idea.
Yeah.
That's so much potential.
Again, I know we're all getting so worn down by all of this, but the truth is, like, American consumers will pay that tariff.
yes.
Yes, they will.
Like, at the end
It'll
of the day,
still
that's
get more expensive for us. Like
it will hurt us. Like, it's not completely easy
Yeah.
for us, but like prices will start to rise. They are starting to gently creep up right now. Like, Amazon's already gone up 5% pretty much across the board, and they're predicting, like, by the end of this year, Americans are going to start feeling this.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Trump's going to start feeling the consequences of his tariffs until like his third term. And by then, who knows how
Yeah.
lucid he'll be.
Are you talking about the third Eric Trump term?
Yeah, sure. Either way, when they do sorry, I'm going to stop.
It's fine.
I almost want Eric Trump term because I just want to see what he does because he's just such an idiot. I don't want this to be very, very clear, but I think out of all of the Trump children, I think an Eric presidency would be the most fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is such a horrific. I mean, I guess between the coked up one, the one who's in bed with Saudi Arabia, and Eric,
The potential
who's-
sociopath, psychopath child.
That's
who I
another-
don't think I've ever heard speak, but his wife is on Fox News all the time singing songs, literally singing
Oh, Don
on Fox
Jr.
News. No, that's Eric's wife is the one. Don Jr. is the one who was with the Fox News correspondent. They have now split up. Why do I know all this, Claire? Why do I know
Guilfoyle,
this?
yeah.
that's
Guilfoyle,
really
yeah.
thorough.
Eric Trump's wife Laura is also now head of the RNC, the
Yes,
Republican National Committee,
And starting her
And-
music career,
Yes, and is using that to promote a music career where she just does terrible covers of popular songs without permission from the artist.
Sure.
Oh my God.
Why not?
We're lucky that Trump's a sociopath and doesn't like animals, because that dog would be the Secretary of Commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think if Eric had a presidency, his wife would create a new national anthem.
It would be auto-tuned and hilarious.
Oh, absolutely.
I again going back to basketball, really old basketball references. I don't know why. I feel like the whole Trump thing is basically like the 2000-2001 Sixers. They're a one-player team. If Trump dies, that shit falls apart hard.
I agree.
Hard.
I agree.
yeah, it's like
That's
okay.
why everyone's aching for it.
Yeah. They're all just going to pretend that they weren't in it at all. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna
Well,
try to push
I mean,
them
that's what
around.
Ivanka has done. Is Ivanka?
Yeah.
Yeah, the daughter has done. Where it's like she is nowhere near second term. She's like, I don't need to deal with this. I'm going to go back to being a
Rich person?
a very wealthy person who just makes shady business deals with Saudi Arabia and occasionally Instagrams a photo of my cute kids, and that's all I'm doing. Which, hey, that's probably the best you can hope for out of a Trump. So
I think Tiffany's slightly more benign, but I take your point.
Oh, I forgot. I mean, everyone forgets about Tiffany.
That's the point. She wants them to forget.
Yeah. So Carney's position is that he's saying negotiations are in a very intense stage, but he's now facing the risk of Canada could be one of the only major trading partners with the U.S. to not have a deal. EU has signed, Japan has signed. I forget the status of like Australia and New Zealand, but they're obviously not as dependent on trade with the U.S. as we are. China also has not signed, but China is such an economic superpower. They're nowhere near as dependent on the U.S. as we are. So. We risk the ones being left out in the cold if we don't sign and
That's
getting
what we
30%
get
tariffs.
for being nasty little Canadians who won't visit them anymore.
That's what we get for putting all of our money in one fucking country.
But it was
Why did
it was
this
so
happen?
next door.
It was right there, and they have so much money. What were we supposed to do?
We finally cracked him. We finally cracked Nile.
We have been. Canada has just been raw dogging trade for like decades. This should have happened way sooner. Way sooner.
Look,
now we're
we
like
could all go
panic
back in
Googling
history.
gonorrhea and trying to pee really hard, and it's too late. We've tested positive.
Jesus Christ.
That did not go in the direction that I thought.
Yeah, I was trying to track the raw
very
dog
upset.
metaphor.
I'm
Then
very
it became an
upset.
STI thing, and I was like, all right.
No, he brought it home.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's no solve for this, right? I'm sorry. I'm full Bill Paxton and Aliens right now. I'm like, game over, man.
Yeah.
Someone, please tell me, someone.
Well, let's say the options are you sign the exact same deal Europe did. Tariffs on our stuff, no tariffs on their stuff, and we commit to buying, a bunch of weapons from fucking
That definitely
evil
will
Inc.
blow up in our
Yeah.
face if we ever try and use them.
Or you you elbows up it and you say, fuck you.
Yeah.
And Trump says, okay, 30% tariffs across the board.
Right.
And we respond with tariffs in kind, and he responds with tariffs in kind. And we're back to where we were back when it was like, what was it, January, February, when the whole 50% state shit was going on in First Nations. From an economic perspective, obviously, those are two shitty situations.
Yeah.
The latter is worse because it's 30% tariffs versus 15% tariffs and a potential trade war. But from a political perspective, Carney made his bones and won the election on elbows up and we're going to stand up to Trump. So I don't know that politically he can take a shitty deal the way, all the EU leaders get to hide behind Ursula von der Leyen and be like, well, we didn't negotiate it. What are you going to do?
I mean, I hope that that's true, but also his elbows are firmly down at this point. Not
Turns
on the
out
ground.
yeah.
but,
Elbows tucked, everybody.
elbows
New T-shirt.
tucked.
Yeah, it turns out Carney doesn't have a lot of upper arm strength. He needs to hit the gym to keep those elbows up because they've come down pretty
He
quick.
does not skip leg day though.
Yeah, he only does leg day.
I don't know why he hides behind the podium. Those are tree trunks he's got. You should be rocking those, just wearing shorts, and just a suit, a jacket, and shorts.
I mean,
Like LeBron James went to the finals one time. Another basketball reference. Yes.
I can
I
follow
understand
these.
none of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was going to say, I actually do. I've heard a lot of commentary lately that it seems like Carney is doing kind of what you just said. Like he is waiting. He's not in a rush to make a deal.
Yeah.
Because he understands that any deal that we make is just going to be subject to the whims of Donald Trump, and it's mad money. It doesn't really matter. And for two, he knows that our whatever stupid trade deal we have, or whatever we have right now, still has carve-outs for Kuzma compliant goods, and that's most of them. So, yes, it's going to hurt Canadian industries. There's no way it's not going to. But at the end of the day, whatever you decide with Trump, Canadian industries are going to get hurt. So I think it's in Carney's best interest and Canada's best interest for him to kind of just play this cool and not rattle sabers and not try and provoke a fight, but also not jump at the first shit deal that we get offered.
Yeah.
Secondary pitch. We declare war.
I was
Take
just saying we
Washington
kill
as
him.
fast as possible.
Yeah.
We don't wait for them. We take the fight to them.
Right in their teeth.
Right to
in their
we
teeth.
don't even start at Buffalo. We go to right to Washington.
Right to
Best
Washington.
defense is a good offense. The best war is
100%.
immediately and without any warning.
And no one brings any supplies because no one's coming back. It's full on kamikaze. We're just rushing the border, killing as many people as possible.
We'll get 3 days before Pete Hegseth sobers up, so we got a window.
I'm just saying, the thing is with Trump, he always escalates. So you got to escalate hard where there's no other further escalation.
I kind of agree. Not in the
Let's
killing
do
as many
it.
people as
Let's
possible.
do it.
But just I know I say that. I know I said this before, but where does this end? It has to.
We gotta go. We gotta
Are
go.
we just waiting for this man to die?
Let's
Is it
suit
the
up.
only thing that we can do?
You haven't seen the countdown clock we have on our website?
Oh my God! Wait, what? Amazing.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hidden behind some pages, but you can find it if you search. Anyways, for the FBI listening, we do not have a countdown.
And we know you guys are longtime listeners. Thanks for subscribing to our Patreon.
Share and subscribe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, in the midst of Trump kind of running buck wild and using this agent of chaos to his advantage in these negotiations, his popularity is plummeting at home. It's back to where it was, in his first term, which for the first, what has he been, 6 months or so of his second term, his popularity was way better than it was during his first term. Now he has plummeted, and it's obviously has nothing to do with Canada, has nothing to do with Europe. Seems to be almost not, inflation and the economy not doing okay, but people still feeling the cost of living crisis are obviously part of it. And the other huge part of it is this fucking Epstein story that will not go away and he is still being plagued by. And the move that he seems to be setting up now that I want to get your guys' thoughts on is he's clearly going to strike some kind of deal with Ghislaine Maxwell to exonerate him and everyone he likes and is on his side and name a bunch of Democrats and liberals who will be on the Epstein list. Like, that seems to be where this is very clearly heading. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist, but like, that to me is the move at this point. And I presume in some kind of pardon-based system.
Yes.
Well, it's a podcast, so we're obliged to have at least one conspiracy theory per episode.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But so far, all
That's
the
what
ones have
they'd
come
like
true.
you to
yeah,
think.
exactly.
That's what Ian would
Well,
like
we can
you
have
to
more
think.
for sure. But
sorry,
yeah, no,
conspiracy
totally.
theory.
He's totally going to do that. That's absolutely the play that they're awkwardly maneuvering
She
towards.
literally said, I was reading a quote from her, I don't know, press. It was like, of course, in the alternative, if Ms. Maxwell were to receive clemency, she would be willing and eager to testify openly in honesty in public before Congress in Washington, D.C. It's just right out there.
What a magnanimous sex trafficker.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Just a creep with a heart of gold.
Weirdly, I think that is the worst move he can do. Says me, uneducated or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like A, that's a really bad move. B, I feel like that might be enough to do it. That might be enough to like push them over the edge and just be like, because then it is clear, flagrant.
Yeah.
There is you and there's us, and it doesn't. Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter.
I do think this has gotten far enough along that at this point,
Yeah.
he's maybe made the bed too much. And if she comes out and says like, it was just Bill Clinton and only Bill Clinton or whatever.
Democrats.
These Democrats, yeah.
Miss Rachel was on the planes.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that if that comes out, like this won't go away quietly.
No.
Because it's too obvious.
I think it'll. I don't know. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop talking. I think it'll escalate. I don't know where it'll escalate to, but I think
That's the
it'll,
thing. Who's coming to save the day? Where's which authority can we appeal to?
Yeah.
There's no what is the Supreme Court gonna step in?
but I mean, like, I feel like it's just a lot of crazy people with guns in the States. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you do this, they're
I
gonna
agree.
start emailing each other. There's gonna be Facebook groups.
Oh, there's going to be so many
escalate like
Facebook. Reddit is going to be
crazy.
on fire.
Oh yeah.
The FBI is gonna be so busy, you guys.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, oh God, I got 20 visits just this morning. Oh God.
Well, fortunately, right now the FBI is staffed by the best of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they are on the case.
I mean, there is something about the fact that Dan Bongino is so sad about the fact that he doesn't get to arrest a bunch of Democrats for being pedophiles because it turns out it was the Republicans, and I'm sure a bunch of Democrats too. Like Bill Clinton was for sure on the fucking island.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Like,
28 times.
Like
man.
that he's literally having to take like mental health week just to get over his like genuine human sadness that he doesn't get to throw Hillary Clinton in Gitmo. Like
I always assumed Dan Bongino was just a pure grifter who like understood the whole thing was kayfabe, but
Yeah.
it's like, no, he actually really wanted to do this
Yeah.
and thought it was going to work out for him. And it's like, oh, his brain's broke. Nice.
yeah.
That's
He was
the most humanizing moment I've heard out of Dan Bongino ever.
There is something more sympathetic about being a true believer of stupidity
Yes.
than being a grifter of stupidity.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to tell with the right who's the grifter and who's the true believer, and it shifts every day. Because like I completely agree. Like I thought like Dan Bongino and like all these like podcast bros were the grifters, and then this Epstein story broke, and it's like, and Andrew Schultz is fucking crying on his podcast. Like, do they think we're dumb? Do they think we don't know?
You keep waiting for them to be like,
Epstein!
okay, when is he gonna break character?
Yeah.
This guy's really cool.
Oh, no.
It's amazing the people who you realize actually weren't just in it for the money.
I mean, I'm in it for the money entirely. I'm doing a character this whole time on every episode. I don't believe any of this stuff that I'm saying.
He's actually British.
Amazing accent, by the way.
It's just flawless. But yeah, no, it's amazing how much some of these guys actually believed this shit. And now we're just reconciling with the fact that, I have been ordered to not follow this.
Yeah.
Like, clearly to their face, they were told, like, you're going to let this go because evil.
Yeah. And the ones who are the real in the Trump camp, as opposed to like the pretend independent ones, have like put out those statements being like, and like turn comments off being like, I've decided not to focus on the Epstein story so I can focus on what really matters, how Israel is good, or whatever.
How cigarettes don't give you cancer. Anyway.
Yeah.
But let's that was my way to shoehorn in a switch gears, which is that I do want to talk about the situation with Israel and Palestine. Obviously, we covered it last week. We're not going to go through all the horrific situation again. The latest news is that French President Macron announced a plan to recognize Palestinian statehood. The UK has joined that plan, but only if Israel doesn't agree to a ceasefire. So, like, using the inherent right of self-determination that we are led to believe international law guarantees to us all as a negotiating ploy.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough.
You're not worth saving unless you shake hands and make nice with your killers is insane.
Yeah, that's I mean, Starmer's already getting huge blowback from that. For those who, not the UK politics is our remit, as they like to say in the UK, but
which I know all about because I'm secretly British.
Yeah, exactly. As Ian says all the time.
I say remit mostly.
Yeah,
relentless.
So what has happened in the UK recently is that Starmer, who has obviously moved Labour so far to the right and won an election, not because of that, but just because people were sick of the Conservatives and interpreted that as people want me to do what I want to do, which is just be like a center-right party, is now facing a situation where Jeremy Corbyn, the former Labour leader, and other dissident MPs who Starmer kicked out of the party are now forming a actually left-wing party that has already signed up hundreds of thousands of people as party members, and that is a huge threat to Labour's chances of winning re-election. Now, they were already projected to lose re-election to Nigel Farage's super right-wing party. So the whole UK parliamentary system is about to be completely fucked, where the two dominant parties, Conservative and Labour, are maybe about to be sent to the wilderness by two upstart parties, which is crazy. But so that's a huge thing driving Starmer suddenly, actually, I do care about Gaza all of a sudden, and I'm going to do it in the most crass way possible, which is using their right as a negotiating tactic. Sorry, Claire.
No, sorry, I interrupted you. No, I was just going to say, like, him and literally every other politician / organization / publication right now. It's like within the last week, every single one of them has just been like, yeah, it's bad. Genocide's bad. Serving kids is bad. And we've been like this forever. I mean, I think we had an article about that, but it's just fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it's been centrist politicians like Starmer. It's been so many in the media, like, who have been defending Israel staunchly or just ignoring the situation altogether. And yeah, I wrote an editorial, like, kind of calling them out on the website if you want to check it out. But, like, it's a fascinating rush to people being like, I don't want to be in the history books on this one. I obviously I'm not going to be in the history books on the good guys' side because I've spent 2 years ignoring this thing, but I just don't want to be the example of the people who were the genocide apologists. And so, like, whatever craven claims to caring about this I will do now, I do in order to, like, avoid people in 5, 10, 20 years bringing this up everywhere I go of how I was a genocide apologist.
But they still have to release the hostages before anything happens, though. God help us.
Yeah, Barack Obama, for those who, put out his first ever statement on Gaza, which I could not believe that it had taken him this long. And, the most basic level of, like, we support Israel, but and he put out his first statement, and of course his first lines were, although any kind of ceasefire has to involve complete return of the hostages, which we're all in favor of. It goes without saying.
I was just about to clarify.
We're all in favor of, but it's
sure.
like there are thousands of people who have crossed, multiple agencies have said, have crossed the point of no return with famine and forced starvation, to the extent that even if the famine arrives this moment, thousands of people are going to die.
Children.
And children,
they're basically saying, like, we're okay with children dying unless the hostages are returned.
So just to center the hostages when there's a entire population facing forced starvation is lunacy, but obviously speaks to how American politicians prioritize Israeli lives over Palestinian lives, and always have, and almost certainly always will. The thing about the state is, like, it's such an absurd idea that you're in a war with someone, and it's been a brutal war, and the only way you can get a state is if they sign off on it. In this case, Israel. And I can't think of another situation where that was a condition for statehood. Is like, well, it's like only if the people you're fighting agree. And it's like, why would they agree? In what situation would Israel ever agree to this?
They've, like, Netanyahu and his ministers are they are just coming out and saying, we want to destroy the Palestinians.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the opposite of give them a state.
Yeah, we're literally taking the situation in the West Bank obviously isn't getting as much attention as Gaza, but the settlers have been relentless in using the opportunity to steal homes, steal land, all throughout the West Bank. And just today there was a report, as we're recording this, just today there was a report that despite claims that they have stopped selling arms and munitions to Israel, Canada has in fact been selling arms and munitions to Israel
On commercial
this whole time.
jetliners.
Yeah, and the way they got found out, it's the same way they always get you. Tax forms, baby, because it's same as Capone, because Israel uses a specific tax form for weapons of war, and all the shipments from Canada were logged under that tax form. So it's essentially just the most basic paperwork caught up with them.
I'm just impressed Air Canada actually got some luggage to its destination for once.
That's a good one.
I mean, it's kind of a win. And if we got those tariffs in the States, we got to start selling our goods somewhere.
Oh, fuck. I mean, we have a free trade deal with Israel that we have not canceled.
Always put an air tag on your creative weapons if you're going
Yes.
to Air Canada.
Yeah.
'cause
Your
then you can
grenades,
just be
your
It's
missiles.
in Calgary. Go
And
get
make
it.
sure the bullets get there safely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and if it's Air Transat, it's in Mexico. Yeah, it's
Yeah, they're all inclusive. Just
Yeah, exactly.
having my ties.
Having a great time.
Yeah.
Someone's shooting off rounds in the air. Woo! All right.
You look
it's-
out the plane window and you see the luggage guys just like tossing the luggage full of grenades. Just like
onto your
Like,
golf
oh
clubs.
no,
You're like,
oh
that's not good. Yeah, but so that has just happened an hour or two before we record. So obviously we, it is breaking news. The government, as far as I know, has not issued a formal response to it because this is, the equivalent of fully catching them in a lie if it's borne out. Now, there's so far initial investigations. It looks pretty concrete evidence to me, but we'll wait and see. And if this damning evidence, if there is some explanation for it, we'll wait and see. But it does look like both the Trudeau and Carney governments essentially just straight up lied and continued dealing arms. And I'm sure what the excuse will be somewhere along the lines of, assuming this report is accurate, is it was like, oh well, they weren't actual munitions. It was just like parts. And then like if you assembled them, they turned into munitions.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, that's
but bullets are munition. Like bullets are.
If I buy a couch from IKEA and I assemble it myself, I still got a couch.
Yeah.
Whoa, we're getting philosophical. It's a ship of Theseus.
If munitions fall in the forest, do they kill Palestinians?
Yeah, if munitions fall in a territory where you've leveled 70% of the buildings, do they still count? Yes.
I mean, insult to injuries, we need those weapons for our imminent invasion of the U.S. We cannot spare any weapons, assembled or not.
Well, good news, they've given all of theirs to Israel too, so it's pretty even.
I know, we have to strike now.
It's just going to be fisticuffs.
Put your dukes up.
Not if we get those weapons returned.
I'm
This is
getting
what
one over.
saying.
I'm getting one over by General Seguin over here.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
sign me up.
We pick one state they don't give a shit about, one of the flyovers.
Oh, like a Dakota or something?
Yeah. They don't listen to like what
I
like
think
one of those.
Vermont would be nice.
Sure. Well, any
Pretty nice.
state that's either definitely red or definitely blue, because they're not taking calls for them, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And we just go in. It's like, oh, there's Canadians everywhere, and they're like, sure, sure, sure. And then before you know it, we're in Tulsa, baby.
The place I've
mission.
always wanted to
Right
go.
down the middle.
Mission,
Right, we
conquer Tulsa.
We
Yeah.
split them right down the middle, and then we work our way out to the coast.
We can see where that Sylvester Stallone series is filmed. Paramount Plus. I knew no one
We'll be the kings of Tulsa. That's it. I know that show exists.
Yes. Frank Grillo.
Oh, it's nice to see that guy getting work.
Yeah, he's never in anything, yeah. Everyone at home, take a second to Google Frank Grillo. He's in most things.
You've seen him in
I
a lot
like
of
bad
stuff.
things.
Yeah, like he's great in Warrior. He's great in some stuff. He's
Hmm.
good. He's a good villain in the Marvel movies.
Captain America. He was in I think Superman. He had a fun walk on.
He always-
One of
I
the
like-
billion people in that movie.
I always did appreciate. I know that he's a fairly huge Republican, but whatever. I always appreciated. Yeah, I mean, look at the guy. It's like,
I don't know, man.
but I always appreciated his willingness to do like really bad B movie, like action movies that are like
he's-
bargain bin.
He's one of those guys, and you don't see him as much anymore, where they're supporting actor A list and lead
Yes,
B list.
yes.
Yeah.
Where they're and like Bruce Willis was like this for a while, like towards the end, where he'd pop up in stuff and be like in huge stuff, But then when he was making his own stuff, he'd be like, all right, this is direct to streaming, obviously.
Yeah.
And Frank Grillo's very much like in that footsteps of like, hey, like when I'm one of 20 people, I can be in an A-list movie. When I got to carry it, this is going straight to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
You want to go see me make Lamborghini the biopic? No? Okay, well, we'll watch that on Apple Plus.
Well, I'm writing that down.
That's a real movie he made where he's the guy who started Lamborghini cars.
It's like the Ferrari movie came out, and they were like, what if also this?
I got it mixed up with that one. I was thinking, okay.
Yes, there's been so many movies about Italian car racing. You got Ford v Ferrari. Let's not go through them all. Anyways,
what were we talking about? Oh yeah, genocide.
Ellie's job was just a Mini Cooper commercial.
Yeah, let's move over to one quick subject I want to talk about is the Trump Stars reported that in the GTA, home prices have dropped nearly 20% from their 2022 peak. I think that was as of this week or last week, probably end of June. But anyways, it doesn't, in my opinion, feel like housing has gotten any more affordable. Can you think of a reason why? Is there something?
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I bought 6 homes just
I know. It's just, like if you say, okay, yesterday houses were 1.5 million and now they're 1.2 million, that means shit.
What a
all.
savings.
What a savings. I can afford a house now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like going to the zoo and the keepers are like, good news, everyone. Lions only eat 3 people a day as opposed to 6. They're still eating people.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, Patrice O'Neill had that great bit about like when they just raised the prices of shoes from 40 to 80, and everyone went, what the? And then Nike dropped the prices of shoes to 60, and everyone's like, oh, thank God. It's like, but they were still $20 more.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's like, it does feel like a thing where it's like, is the real estate industry just playing us and being like, look how much housing prices have come down. And you're like, okay, cool. So they're cheaper than they were before the pandemic? No, they're still objectively much higher than they were in 2019.
You will never own one.
Yeah, it's just they've dropped from 2022.
It does feel like trolling / an epic non-story.
Yes.
It's like, why are you calling me with this?
Yes.
Nothing has changed. Go away.
Yeah.
Don't call me when you're, what is it? Don't call me when you're my city. Call me when you're my neighborhood. That type of thing. Like, call me when I can afford a house.
Yeah. Like, call me when it's dropped to $200,000. Like,
Oh, I don't think you're getting that call, Claire.
what?
We're getting our DeLorean back to 1956.
Let's wait for the tariff war. We don't know. Like, things might fall apart pretty hard.
Yeah, this bombed out shack might.
I need a nice house, you guys.
It's only going to go for $800 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Well, the thing is about it, anytime everyone agrees, I think, not everyone, but most people agree, home prices need to come down, housing affordability, huge crisis. But then every time there's a story about home prices dropping, the media writes about it like it's Black Friday 1929, and then the economic sky is falling. And it's like you have to. The person who writes the "we need housing affordability" columns and the person who writes the "oh no, home prices are falling" columns need to have a 5-minute powwow meeting in the coffee room where they're like, "Hey, we need to get our story straight on what we're hoping for here."
I like to think it's just the same person who's just very emotionally unstable.
Just really bad,
Just a real Jekyll and
brain
Hyde kind of
chemistry issues. Just wakes up every day with a different angle. Oh my God, the home prices are falling.
The president again. Oh, God.
Actually, I'm pretty sure if you investigate, Luke, you'll find out that the home prices need to be lower and the home prices are going down person are both ChatGPT now.
Yeah.
Neither of them exists. They're both a robot.
Yeah, well, good news. I've invented an algorithm that invests in home pricing, so it's all working out for me either way.
I'm sure someone is working on that out there, and it'll be terrifying.
Yeah, of course. And then the other kind of mini story I want to talk about is the Alberta by-election in Battle River Crowfoot, which, as we all know, is the most covered by-election forever because it's Pierre Poilievre. And there is now 200-plus candidates running in it. So much so that Elections Canada had to come out and say, no more ballots. Yeah. It's a write-in. Write in who you want.
Yeah.
Which immediately I was like, oh, that's hilarious because Pierre Poilievre's name is famously very hard to spell. So like that'll fuck
He's
him
going
over.
to change it to Pierre Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's going to be like Rob McElhaney. He's like, I'm Rob Mac now. Just move on.
Yeah.
But they came out and said, as long as it's clear kind of who you mean, we'll attribute the vote to that person. But yeah, it's just a straight write-in because they could not make a ballot long enough. I think the long ballot initiative has officially lost the plot. I think they went too far.
I don't think they ever had the plot. I'm pretty fucking sick of them. I'm not going to lie.
I think it was an interesting point at first, and it was an interesting protest movement at first, even if their goals and ambitions were not 100% clear. Mm-hmm. But I think it was mostly a comment on electoral reform. And
Yeah.
I just think
The fact that it's like a cubist protest that we have to interpret maybe shows that they never had the plot.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you on that. But I think it was a situation where we were all kind of having fun with it. It's
Sure.
like they did like a by-election in St. Paul's, and it was like, that's crazy. And then they did the Polyev election in Carleton, and we were all like, yeah, this is kind of fun. And now it's just like, I think we might have gone too far.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those moments where I think if you're in the long ballot initiative, you're immediately like, we've succeeded so much that they're absolutely going to change the laws to stop this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at least it's succeeding in making Polyev really, really mad.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pretend I'm not in favor of that.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also a pretty long list.
Like, he wanted to just, that the man just wanted to come in, have a nice little easy election, and then never go back to that area again.
Yeah.
I think ideally, if he never had to show up, that would have been a pure win for him.
I agree. He'd zoom it in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was when he realized he didn't actually have anything to do in Ottawa that he was like, I gotta go campaign. Shit.
Alberta.
He absolutely just thought he would fly in for Stampede, drive up there for a hot day.
With a
In that cool Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Man of the people.
Man of the people.
Classic man of the people move. Every time I watch Yellowstone, it's fucking Rolls Royce rolling through. But yeah, and would just fuck off and go back to making viral videos and stuff. And I think he thought, he'd be more able to still be involved in Ottawa, and then he realized he couldn't be. And so, because as we've joked about endlessly, he had to get a visitor's pass to show up to Parliament. So I think he was like, I guess my only alternative is to actually campaign there and focus on this by-election that should just be everyone knows who's going to win, who cares.
Yeah.
But between the long ballot initiative and, some indication that maybe the people are mad at him about how this has all gone down and that he's not going to win that by that much, he actually has to spend time. Don't get me wrong. He's going to win.
Okay,
He'll win
that's
by
what I
at least,
thought.
No, of course.
he'll win by at least 40, 50%.
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
last guy won by 80%. So even that will be a significant drop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think he's infuriated by this. And I also think he kind of has a right to be. I think this is, as much as I always like taking the piss out of Pierre, I think if someone is like, we're going to follow you around the country fucking up your campaigns, and not in a where we have a genuine political difference that we're going to espouse and bring to people, but we're just going to kind of be like, we're tricky little devils. We got people on the ballot. I think he actually has a right to be like, fuck these guys. What are we doing here?
Yeah, Polyev's the only person who goes around the country fucking up my campaigns is me.
And Jenny Byrne,
And Jenny Byrne, yes, and my ex-girlfriend Jenny Byrne.
who is also his campaign manager, to be clear. We're not just calling out a woman for dating Pierre Polyev.
I mean, a little bit, but not really, no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we move on to our big closer, a quick word to you, the listener. First of all, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for sticking with us since we came back. It was an absolute delight to bring the podcast back. We're so excited that it's back and that we're going to keep going and or walk away for 6.5 years starting now. We don't know. Commit to the bit. Anyways, we thank you for listening. If you'd be so kind, if you haven't already, please feel free to use your app of choice. Leave a review. Leave 5 stars. Tell a friend us about it. Share our social media clips. Check. Recommend us to family members. Whatever you can do. If you're inclined to support us monetarily, you can do that at patreon.com/thebeaverton. You won't be just supporting this podcast. You'll be supporting all of the Beaverton's endeavors, the articles on the website, the fun stuff we do on social media, et cetera, et cetera. And we have a lot of cool stuff in the pipe that we might be doing if we are able to continue getting the support. So thank you so much, Patreon members, for doing that and for helping us out so long. Now, without further ado, it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week, I ask our panelists to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz, where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Our first question, panel, not just for the forehead anymore. What area of the body are people, okay, men, using Botox for now with potentially serious medical consequences?
Guys, we're all thinking the same.
We are.
Yeah, I know.
absolutely.
There's only one answer to
There's
this.
one
Well,
answer.
there's 2 answers. But
Yeah.
there's 2 areas down there.
It's good.
I like to start with an easy one.
There was no joke for this. I was like, all right, well, one or the other. Which one?
The real answer is the joke sometimes.
Yeah. So,
fair,
does
fair.
it smooth out the balls?
Yeah.
And they just look like Ziploc bags?
I don't.
Or...
Yeah.
You know what?
know-
That would be more logical than what the actual answer is. It is not the balls.
Wait, what?
No.
Is it the peen?
Oh, it's the peen. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't that easy. So point to Nile because it's the peen. Yes, the balls are wrinkly.
You did it, Nile. Now go invade Washington.
Sentence I never thought I would hear in my life. Point to Nile because it's the peen.
That's your battle cry, my friend.
Yeah, man.
That's my T-shirt.
I'm sorry. I should have. Yeah.
Finally, we're getting merch for this show. Point to Nile. It's the peen.
That really submarined me. I don't know. I was not expecting it.
So much better than the I don't disagree T-shirt.
Hey, those have sold dozens. That would actually be a pretty good return on investment on such a shitty slogan. Anyways, yeah, I know. I mean, obviously, you're right. I can understand, but you got to remember, men are much more narcissistic about their penis size than their ball wrinklage.
Yes, we are.
And so the reason that men are injecting Botox in the penis is that by relaxing muscles, the penis actually looks bigger when flaccid. Not bigger when erect, but just when flaccid. So it's not even about being bigger for the act of sex. It is about being more of a shower and less of a grower.
Oh, yeah.
And that's apparently worth injecting toxins into your dick. Other men are injecting, or maybe some of the same men are injecting fillers because that does increase size. And like, you know what? I'm not trying to shame anyone for cosmetic surgery.
I will.
No.
I will. I'll step in here.
Nile's on it.
Are they just not using it anymore? So they're like, oh, I'll just spruce it up. Because, like, for me, I don't want a needle anywhere near there.
Yeah, that was
because I'm
my
going to
thought,
need
too.
this thing later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that at the factory reset conditions of operation. I don't want to. I'm not trying to soup it up aftermarket.
Yeah.
Because I'm real worried.
You're not trying to tint the windows on your.
Yeah, or like lower the grills or whatever. I don't know cars, but
That was
like
the one thing I knew, and I got it in quick.
excellent, good work.
Roll down the windows.
We're very car-focused people here, as you can tell. Yeah, no,
Put it on
so
hydraulics. There it is.
yeah, no, that's so. Yeah, it is
I really
it's
wanna
the-
see-
It's the dick, not the balls. I'm sure that
I want to see some of these peens to be like, what is wrong with it?
Oh, yeah.
What is wrong with it that you're like, I got to inject something into this?
It's just
Like,
a
'cause
dude feeling he's.
I need
small.
science to
Yeah,
get
it's
this
just
thing
science,
looking
it's just small.
normal.
Because,
Yeah.
like,
It's again, it doesn't make it look any different. It is purely about size.
But this-
it's not about wrinkles, which I know is what we think of Botox.
Yeah.
We think of wrinkles. It's not about the
No, I
visual
get that.
presentation. It's purely about this looks better when I look at myself naked in the mirror.
but like the context in which you would see it.
Yes.
At that point, you're at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
How bad is it that the person you're with is like, oh God, no.
Deals off.
Like,
Yeah.
deals, I'm out.
This is.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I would say
this is why I
for
want to see the peens.
pure speculation.
If you're listening to us, send us your peens. What's the email? Luke, what's the email?
Please don't.
Give us your
Beaverton
before
at
and
News
after.
podcast at
Before and
gmail.com.
Sure, why not? TotalAnnihilation@gmail.com. Send me your before and after peens.
Forward those to the staff at thebeaverton.com, please.
No, those go to my email.
Let's
I wish
simplify
to
it.
remove
Just if you could,
myself from this conversation.
let's
Yes,
simplify
me
it. If you
too.
could just go to Instagram and just tag us.
You know what? That's better because that I don't check the notifications, so that's fine.
That's fair.
Emails come right to my inbox, so fuck. Which I probably shouldn't have told people that. Oh well.
Oh no!
All right.
No.
Point to Nile because it's the peen. Next question: what did a black bear do in a Northern Ontario landfill that caused him to go viral this week?
Stole a picnic basket.
Ah, nice.
Separate garbage from recycling.
Ooh, very good. That would be lovely.
Yeah, I don't like my joke. Let's move on.
All right. Say we got the real answer for me? No worries. He chugged a bottle of brisk iced tea.
That's so cute.
How?
You're looking at me
did
like,
he pick
why
it
are you
up?
talking about this? This is adorable.
Oh, this is a fantastic
adorable.
story. I'm just kidding. Like, was he doing like, was he shilling for them or had a deal?
That'd be the
like he's an
best.
I mean,
influencer.
he should now. Get
Yeah,
a deal. Remember
for
that
sure.
guy who like listened to Fleetwood Mac while chugging a bottle of cranberry juice? That guy got cranberry juice for life. If this
Oh,
bear
man.
doesn't get some
Yeah.
brisk iced tea out
And
of
for,
this.
for context, had it been discarded?
Yes,
or
it was in a
he-
landfill, and it was like a half empty bottle, and obviously the cap was off. And you could there's like a video,
Better
and
for
the bear
less.
kind of like struggles to pick it up, and then but once he gets it up, he's chugging it, and there's people watching. Why are people videotaping a bear in a landfill? I mean, I guess if I saw a bear in a
I
landfill,
would
I would
videotape
videotape.
that.
I don't,
Fair enough.
I don't videotape
Withdrawn.
anything. I'd videotape that for sure.
Withdrawn.
Withdrawn.
Withdrawn. But and they're just like, Yeah, and like he just starts chugging it, and it's like he chugs some brisk iced tea, and then goes on with his business.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Taking good money away from union commercial performers.
What's worse is that was an American bear. They auditioned like 3 Canadian bears, and they knew they were going to go with the American bear the entire time.
That's
John Hamm's bear. Yeah.
Oh, that
always
there
John Hamm.
was John Hamm.
Hamm's bear.
Just some inside Canadian actra politics.
If you know, you know. If you know, you're welcome. If you don't, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was a waste of your time.
No points on that one. Next question. Last week, Astronomer's CEO got caught on kiss cam having an affair at a Coldplay concert with his head of HR. How did Astronomer respond to minimize the bad press?
They installed a kiss cam in Chris Martin's bedroom.
They publicly launched him into space.
Ooh.
They became the first ethically non-monogamous corporation. Just as a policy.
It's like in their founding
They're
principles.
just opening it up.
They consciously
I like that.
uncoupled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
They're doing mergers with all kinds of companies.
They're just, off into the future
I
aggressively.
love that.
I will never forget that phrase was when they split up. We are consciously uncoupling. Is how Chris Martin announced his divorce. By the way, just to give you a little hint if anyone doesn't know the real answer, the real answer relates to Chris Martin's divorce.
Yes.
I do know the real answer. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What did hit me.
Oh,
Go for it, dude.
Oh, they hired Gwyneth Paltrow to like do a little ask us. We've received a press thing, and she was like, "We've received a lot of questions, and I understand." And the question that is on most people's minds, she just rattles off the question. It's like, how do you make your business work so well? And like, it's great.
Yeah, she does a great blissfully ignoring the whole story.
Like
and just being like,
chef's kiss.
Yeah, man.
so many people are so interested in us these days. We thought we'd tell you about.
Okay, look, I'm not a Coldplay fan, but why is Chris Martin catching strays? It's not like he's up there like getting on his watch phone. Go to the CEO. Well, the astronomer in the back.
Also, the CEO is threatening to sue Coldplay.
Yeah.
Like, what did they do?
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They're like, people are taking pictures of us in our private moment in front of 20,000 fans.
I think he was probably upset because like he injected earlier that evening. He had plans.
Right.
And then it's like, well, fuck, now that's gone. And
His penis was barely looking normal.
just full on, just a relaxed flaccidity. Is that a word? And I get it. You're not thinking rationally.
See, the great thing about this story is that when I saw the video, I just went, oh, that's funny. They got a Hollywood actor to be blissfully unaware, and Gwyneth Paltrow was very good at that type of cheery, ignorant character.
Sure.
And then it was like 3 hours later, I was in the shower, and I was like, that's Chris Martin's ex-wife! Like, I didn't get it originally. I just thought they got a celebrity. And then it was 3 hours later, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Like,
It's very
I was like the full-on, like the idiot who was just like, that's pretty good.
I love that you were satisfied at first. That you were like, that's not too bad.
Yeah,
a
it's
famous
just-
person. Good work.
I got a celebrity to like completely ignore the whole story, just talk about like system engineering or whatever the fuck astronomer does.
It could have been Jeff Goldblum or something. Like you were like, all right, well played.
Oh, I'm sorry. You would have been mad if it was Jeff Goldblum.
Nah, that
talking
would have been
about
pretty good, actually,
system
yeah.
engineering?
I would love that.
Anyways,
With the
yes.
with the Jurassic Park open shirt.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes. So point two. Obviously. Is there any other Jeff Goldblum? So yes, point two. Was it Clare or Ian who read that one? I forget. Point to Clare on that one. All right. Next question. Venmo is a popular payment system for Americans whose banks won't let them e-transfer for some reason. But now, in addition to paying their friend back or for drinks or splitting a dinner bill, what civic act can Americans do on Venmo?
Bribe their congressman.
Ooh.
Vote.
Nope. But good guess. You're in the right wheelhouse.
I know the answer to this.
Go for
Do
it.
you?
Pay off America's debt.
Yeah.
You can literally just send the government money to pay off its debt.
Very true.
Amazing.
Yep, you can Venmo a little extra if they weren't already taking enough from your taxes.
I'm sure
You can drop
Venmo's
a
just
few
gonna
extra bucks.
crash with the number of people.
Oh, yeah.
Just on that.
Yeah, and so if you got an extra $10 laying around and you want to see the $36 trillion national debt drop by 0%, throw it on the government. And Venmo style, make sure to leave a fun comment because it's public transfers, right? So fun comment being like, "Thanks for the blowjob. Just kidding. Please don't give this to Israel." Moving on, just like everyone does on Venmo.
I'm amazed people don't think that's immediately going to Trump.
Yeah.
That's
Straight to his PayPal.
Yeah. The national debt is like
Venmo, it's
trademarked, and it's secretly like the Trump Institute for Donald Trump richness.
The Trump Library or whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. All right, another point to Clare. Last question. This one's complete the headline. Donald Trump's Scottish press conference drowned out by protesting.
Bravehearts.
Ooh.
I'm going to guess bagpipes.
Yes.
Shut up.
I was going to say Nessie, but bagpipes is probably it.
Yes.
Yeah, by a protesting bagpiper who
My
just
people.
let it wail. Now, in fairness, I'm assuming he was a
That's
protester. Those things are so loud. The guy might have been playing from like 3 towns away, unaware that Donald Trump was speaking.
There's also, like, they could have just been bagpipes for the event because there's no difference between protest bagpipes and, earnest bagpipes. They're both just loud and unpleasant.
Okay, Ian, are we going to throw hands? This is the music of my people.
Claire has her
You remember
bagpipes
my
right
last
now.
name is MacIntyre.
Then you're a traitor.
No, I'm with Ian on this one.
The Secret Service are at war.
Secret Service is like, is this guy, are we shooting? Is this guy on our side? Is he one of ours? Is he for or against?
Bagpipes are an amazing cultural touchstone. On a record, bagpipes in real life are a war crime.
They're great at a
I
funeral.
heartily disagree.
What are you, what?
I love the bagpipes.
Listen,
Love them.
At the next protest, I am learning bagpipes, and I'm like, I'm gonna win. Like,
Famously easy to learn. You can pick it up pretty quick. Yeah.
is it really complicated?
Very, yes.
Well, that's
Really? It makes that sound, and it's complicated. God damn!
What's the upside?
Double L.
You know you gotta throw hands with 2 people, Claire.
I will. I've got 2 fists.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
At my high school, there was a kid who knew how to play the bagpipes, and they were like, "Well, we're using this." So every assembly just started with. He's just
In a
walking
loud,
around
echoey
in a
room.
very loud gymnasium, and just so echoey. We'd all just be like, "All right, well, can't wait to hear about the school trip and field trip and." Okay, well, all right, that's fine.
I would
Good
like
for
to-
Ian. This guy was also named Ian. Good for Ian. He can play the bagpipes.
I'd also like to take a moment to let the people listening who don't have visual access. Claire is actually taking this pretty seriously. It's great. There's been moments when Luke's talking just now where she's like, "Nah, this is bullshit, though, right? Like, come on."
Yes. Well, on that bagpiping note, I can announce that Claire and Nile have tied 2-2.
I think she needs.
I think I can. Oh,
I'm going to seize
She's
my
so
time to
upset.
talk more about the bagpipes.
please plug the bagpipes, Claire.
Listen, I am of 2 minds of this. There might be nothing worse than a bad bagpipe, but there's nothing better than a really good one. Also, follow me on Blue Sky.
That is one of the hottest takes that's ever been on this show.
Yeah. Now, would you like
canceled?
And you threatened to kill all of the Americans today.
Oh, that reminds me. G.I. Joe, why are you fighting your Canadian brothers and sisters? That's just for the invasion.
Okay,
When
great.
I'm just trying to
Yeah.
get
Do you
them
have
to calm down.
Do you have a musical instrument you'd like to plug?
I would like to plug my podcast. Total Annihilation is a good news podcast, and Comedians and Dungeons Getting Dragons is a Dungeons and Dragons podcast. They're both very fun.
Both wonderful. Ian, you and I will always plug the same thing, which is checkOutTheBeaverton.com. So everyone, thank you again for listening. We'll be back shortly after Labor Day. Have a wonderful August, and talk to you soon. And/or 6.5 years, respect the Bic. Bye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivalme in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.